So you've decided you want to take up the excavation yourself of your basement project, which is fine. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks how to make your life a bit easier, and what sort of tools you're gonna be needing to use for your basement excavation. First thing is gloves. Pair of gloves. Get yourself some really nice padded gloves, because you're going to be working with some machines, and really you want to absorb the impact as much as you can. So you've got your gloves. You then want to use, which it's on the shelf, so I can't really start panning everywhere, but eye protection if you excavate in concrete, especially the top layer of concrete. The other thing you need is probably very important as well, which are earmuffs or noise reduction equipment. You don't have, especially you inside this room, it's going to be echoing. Even the smallest noise is amplified by I don't know how many, but it will be very loud, so you want to use these. Okay. Next thing you need, which is very important, it's also a nice bucket. This is a 42 liter, it's actually flexible bucket. Some of the branded names selling for like £10. I get these from local wholesalers, about £4, but you can don't get the ones from like supermarkets. These are absolutely crap. They're just going to tear the handles. If you're carrying about 20 kilos or even 15 kilos a time, you've got to walk all the way to the skip and back. It's just not going to do the job. And probably the most important thing you want is a breaker. So this particular breaker is a Hilti TE1000 AVR. I don't own one, it's far too expensive. It's about £2,000 to buy one. So we hire it every time we need to do a project, because only takes us about a couple of days to excavate, so it's just not worth buying a really expensive breaker. Also, there's a maintenance charges on these, and if it gets stolen, you just don't need the hassle. So you can hire this from most reputable hire shops. Probably will cost you about £60 to £80 per week. It's sometimes cheaper to just hire it per week rather than by a couple of days. So this is a really good, it absorbs so much of the shock. I mean, we used to use the cheap ones. I mean, you're more than welcome to go and buy from Screwfix, for example, or Tool Station. You can buy these really cheap breakers, but trust me, you will know that you've been working all day. Your blood still vibrates while you're having your dinner. So you really don't want to go with cheap. It's just not worth it. If you spend £150 on a breaker and you're only going to do one project, then it's really false economy. You might as well get one of these and just enjoy it. The other thing you're going to need is a grafter. This is a very lightweight grafter, and this just helps loosen up some of the soil. Really, it's not for breaking up anything. It's not for rocks, or it's literally just to loosen up and try and make our lives easier. And the last thing you want is probably the most important thing as well. I think everything is the most important. I've been saying everything is the most important, but this I don't excavate without. I mean, this is literally my machine gun. This is my best friend when I excavate. It saves your back. I mean, it's a long handle. It's got a nice, it's not that heavy, but it's steady enough not to break while you were sort of, lifting some heavy stuff. So what I'm going to show you, it's probably the best way we find to work with a breaker. What we normally do, we would work in layers, meaning that we would not just randomly start in a corner and then excavate everywhere. So we try to do it in lines, but I think the best thing to do is me showing you exactly what we're doing. Right, so I got my eye protection so no one complains. By the way, I know health and safety, it's all good and well to protect you, but sometimes when you've got all this equipment, you can't hear, you can't speak, you can't smell, you can't do nothing. So I will put these on, so I'll set a good example. Feels like I'm going scuba diving. Earmuffs on, and before I just put them fully, I'm going to show you what I'm trying to illustrate here. So I use a wider mouth chisel. We normally use the slightly longer one. It makes it much easier to excavate through sort of hard soil, concrete through to hard soil, because we try not to break the concrete and separate to the soil. So I will illustrate now how we do it. You wanna break by about 3 inches thick, or maybe up to 10 centimeters thick, but best showing you how. Once you've excavated to the required depth, or where you think you're sort of happy with, you just want to slightly pull on the breaker, and this will use almost like a shovel, and that will pull the soil away from you. And I'll show you again what I mean by that. So you can see in many cases the basements that we do have a top concrete layer which is not really that thick. I mean, this concrete is roughly, I would say 15 millimeters, maybe 60 millimeters, or 2.5 inch or 3 inch, but the breaker just goes through these like butter. So this is the first thing we do, and then we're gonna scoop everything up into the bucket. Quite important to bend your knees as you scooping up, otherwise you're going to do your back and you're going to do your knees. Over time it's too late for me. You probably want to fill half the bucket like that. We sometimes use 2 buckets at the same time. It just balances your weight as you're walking through. In our case, we just walk through to the window, pass it on to my guys outside. They will take it into the skip, bring me the empty buckets, and this is our day. Okay, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and hit that notification button.